What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the first official video of 2023, and as you can see, I am back at Fowler's picking up the KTM GT 22 again. This is now the third update video I am doing on this bike, and first of all, by reading all the comments, let me just say it is nothing to do with Fowler's. This isn't their fault. This is a previous fault I had with the bike. I lay no blame at the feet of Fowler's or their mechanics, just KTM. So far, so good. It does start up. Before we continue the chat, let's get on the road and then we'll continue this update series. If you have seen the first two videos of the update to this broken GT, then welcome along to the third. If you haven't, pause, look down in the description box below. You'll see the links for videos 1 and 2. Go and watch them first so you can keep up. This is now the 6th time I've picked this bike up from a KTM approved service centre, and the latest part of them to fix is now the throttle bodies. So we've gone from just clearing the faults, changing the wiring loom twice, to now changing the throttle bodies. I think personally KTM make their electronics way too complicated, and this is why some of the mechanics sometimes struggle keeping up, because the mechanics have had to ask KTM each time what to change next because they don't know what the fault is. It's unfortunate because I personally have lost all faith in KTM, and assuming this has taken 7 months now, still under warranty, I get that, but 7 months of work to try and come up with the one fault doesn't instill me with confidence for the long haul future ownership of this bike. And the problem is, I've been reading the comments that you guys have been leaving on the videos, and unfortunately it does seem to be a bit of a recurring thing. Whether it be there be a fault with the bike and people are struggling to get the parts to replace it. I've seen people saying about the luggage, couldn't get the side bags for months. When they did eventually turn up, they didn't have the colour coded parts, and it took another month or two for that part to come. Personally, it's just not good enough. When you're dropping 20 grand on a bike, there shouldn't be this many faults, and if there is, it should be fixed quicker. KTM, if they couldn't fix it or they couldn't work it out, they should have just changed this bike for me. I have spoken to my finance company that I've got the bike from, because if you have seen the other videos, you would know that I got this from Motorcorsa. They've now liquidated, so I can't take the bike back to them. The finance company have agreed, if any fault does come back on, that I can return the bike through the finance company. As KTM, you can't just go and take the bike back. It's all well and good you guys leaving a message of just take it back. It's not as simple as that. So now I've taken it out, I'm going to try and put some miles on it, because I tend to find that the fault comes back between 50 and 150 miles. Even though it is only 5 degrees, I am out today trying to put some miles on it to see whether it does come back up or not. The problem I'm finding at the minute, having since left Fowler's, is that I'm constantly looking at the dash waiting for it to come back on, and it's a really unsettling feeling. You're just waiting for your bike to show that it's broken again. The other thing that does concern me, obviously I've got this to do some of the touring this year. There's a lot of people in the comments box have commented saying the exhaust servo on the bike does sometimes throw itself out of alignment. A lot of people have had this whilst actually touring, and what it does is it puts the bike into a limp mode, which they've not had any of the tools to correct it, and they've had to come all the way back in limp mode. It's not what I need. People have recommended getting the Hilltech dongle to try and counteract that, potentially some form of like OBD reader, so if faults do come up, then I can be able to hopefully clear it myself if I am away. It's not a nice feeling that you want to have, thinking I need to take all these things with me just in case my bike breaks whilst I'm abroad. And when we say breaks, obviously it's still rideable, but when it's a limp mode, or like I have it where all the electronics shut down, it's not somewhere you want to be riding back several thousand kilometers with a bike that just doesn't want to perform the way it should. There it is, ladies and gents, MTC engine failure. Perfect. I say perfect because that means I can now take it back to the insurance company and get a new bike. And I can tell you right now, it ain't gonna be a KTM. I was literally about to close down the video and turn off the cameras, but I am glad I haven't. That took roughly 40 miles, 45 miles from Fowler's before it come back on. I think I picked it up at around 1,980. What are we doing here? Come on. I think I picked the bike up at around 1,985 miles, and I'm now currently sat on 1,226 miles. As you can see, engine lights on, traction controls turned off, slide controls turned off, all the usual stuff. Previously this would have annoyed me, but right now I'm a happy man. I can get rid of this junk and buy something better. You guys get to follow me on my next journey of finding what bike it is, and I can tell you right now, this is recording on a Tuesday. Thursday I am booked in to take out 2 bikes from a certain dealership, certain manufacturer. I will be recording them, I'll be doing first rides on them, but also they will be me checking it out to see if it's going to replace this. This has been, well, this is going to be the last video on the GT, because this will be going back very, very soon. It's been a very frustrating 7 months of ownership, and unfortunately KTM just haven't come through. So this will be going, something else will be coming and replace it, because I ain't ever not gonna have a bike. Harley doesn't count, that's a second bike. If you have enjoyed the GT updates, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. There aren't going to be any more GT updates. The update it's gone, but there will be plenty more stuff coming for the future. Until the next one, ride safe.